Welcome back, ARK players, to a brand new video. Now today we are going to be going through lots of the stuff from the devs, because I know a lot of players are waiting for updates on certain things, especially the mod storage increase on PlayStation. So we're going to be going through all of the news in today's video. I've made my cam a little bit smaller today so it shouldn't get in the way of anything on this side over here. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, come and join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster, as we will be adding a brand new free modded map for a limited time while we wait for the launch of Valguero. So if you want to get involved in that, link to our Discord is down below. Right, so let's dive straight in with things, and the first thing is on PlayStation Mod Storage upgrade. So Wildcard said we're still working through the implementation for this specific upgrade at the moment, as it requires a very custom solution imposed by the platform, and it's taking a bit longer to complete, but remains a top priority. And then Dolly went on to say, someone said, are we getting it today? No hate intended, but what's going on? And Dolly said, there's no hate at all. PlayStation requires a more custom solution, and it's that straightforward. Increased mod storage size on PS is a pretty big deal, and we're excited to get it to players. I think that's enough spam tagging me over this now though. So obviously it's been frustrating, because I understand why players have been annoyed, because we've been meaning to get this update for, well, I think they said it last week, didn't they? And they said it's happening next week. And then obviously I understand, by the way, Sony is so funny over things like this. They really are. So the only thing that Wildcard do wrong is they give these like terrible ETAs all the time and they never hit their dates. But apart from that, Sony are terrible when it comes to anything to do with modding. Like, they literally, I mean, I remember the days of like when modding was first added to console on Skyrim, and I think it came to Xbox first, if I'm sure. Is it even on PlayStation right now? It must be on it now, right? I'm not sure. Next up, we have an update on the invisible or occasional flickers. So on Steam yesterday, they released a patch that resolves some cases where player characters, structures, creatures, and other game objects would go invisible or occasionally flicker. This will be monitored and iterated on further if needed. And this is because, you know, people talking about floating rocks, all of that kind of stuff. And then someone else in the Discord went on to say, hey, do you know when that's going to happen for the console update? And Dolly said yesterday, yep, you guys are waiting on the client to go through certification. So that's currently where we stand right now on the flickering rocks, flying rocks, invisible items, objects, all of that kind of stuff. It's in certification right now. So we've got quite a few things coming this week. I'm hoping this major version will have the PlayStation Mod Storage, but they said we just pushed out a Steam client that should resolve most cases when player characters, structures, creatures, landscape, and other game objects will become invisible and flicker. This client fix, as we mentioned earlier, is going through certifications on both consoles, and we'll be pushing it live as soon as it releases, hopefully over the weekend, which by the looks of things, this hasn't happened. This has been quite the technical maze, so we'll be monitoring closely and making tweaks if further cases of invisibility appear. The Basilosaurus spawn rates have also been slightly increased in last week's patch, so you can go and grab your blubber, and we'll keep an eye on them and adjust them further if needed. So because the patch hasn't gone live, I guess they may try and bring it up to date if it's ready this week. I guess they'll probably try and bring it up to date with the major version this week. I just don't want things to get messy and then console to be getting behind PC, that kind of thing. Console's always that little bit behind PC, but you always kind of hope that they do catch up at some points. But it's annoying when console certification gets in the way with that. Xbox users, for any of you wondering or asking, the update last week actually already increased your mod capacity by an additional 10 gigabytes to a max cap of 60 gigabytes. Some users may find that they have a one-off re-download of all their mods as a consequence of this change. Now, you know, it's still not enough, right? Like with console, I mean, I'm not complaining. This is not me complaining. I'm a PC player now, but the mods are getting pretty big now, you know, and if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, it's enough, to enjoy a lot of the cool stuff. And you know, as I said, not complaining whatsoever. It's definitely enough. But if you really want to go crazy, you know, it's not there yet. But that's not to say that it won't come in the future, you know, like, so we just got to keep hoping that I know they said they plan to just keep increasing it as and when they have the capacity to do so, and as and when the game can actually run it, because at the end of the day, you don't want something that will make the game unplayable, and you only want these kind of increases and stuff when the game is ready to do that. So here's a kind of dive into what's coming this week to address a number of long-standing pain points. While not everything below is included in the release for this week, we want to keep you in the loop of where things stand, especially for the most reported issues. So the Labyrinth, the Spirit Bear, and Wolf Spawn issues will be addressed. The Asterisk OSD build radius changes is scheduled for this week instead now. It was meant to be on the 15th of July, and it actually was delayed. The Anki and the Dodec continuing to harvest while slot capped, also when carried by a crab, is going to be addressed. Exploit fixes that's specifically tied to PvP. The less we share on these, the better. And of course, we wouldn't want more folks actively taking advantage of them right now. Frustrating issue where you could accidentally throw off your shoulder pet will be addressed. The quality of life add quick select structure feature while placing a structure, or placing a structure can ping other structures to start placing them. The Drakeling will now correctly apply the loot crate bonus for unofficial servers that have higher than default loot quality. Speedy Harvester no longer incorrectly plays the activation sound. Appreciate the video from Hillbilly Willy, and many more. And finally, something Wildcard shared at the end of the news was that wild creature overspawns will be sorted in the mesh on Ragnarok. We had this same issue when Extinction launched back in December. It has been a bit of an issue on ASA, and they said that they will sort this on Ragnarok ASAP, and hopefully that will come within the part of the major update coming very soon this week. So apart from that, guys, that is going to be wrapping up today's video. I hope it gave you all the news of what's come with ARK's major patch, what's coming with ARK's major patch this week and what's come already. Hopefully a lot of this stuff will help a lot of you guys out, because as many players have mentioned, you know, we love new content. That side of stuff is great, but focusing on quality of life and actual really useful updates is what people like the most. And that's what obviously Studio Wildcard are doing a lot of at the moment in time, while Valguero is being worked on. So yeah, I think pretty much a lot of people have asked me this question. So for the next 2 months, pretty much the next month and a half, it's going to be mainly fixes and work on Valguero. I do not believe Valguero will actually come to the game until late September. The only reason why I say that is because, you know, the way they managed to do their releases last year, end of September, like sort of mid to end September, Aberration came, and then mid to late December, but it was a terrible end to December, was when Extinction launched. So we just got to hope that doesn't happen with Lost Colony, because I hope they're planning, because Lost Colony's coming in December, and if you guys were here for the Extinction launch, they worked all the way up to the last possible day through the night of December 18th. All of them went straight on holiday, which is completely fair enough on your Christmas holidays. And then when they got back, there was just meshing issues. There's nothing they could have fixed, and there was no wildcard like support for 2 weeks, which is completely deserved. But then we just don't want, you know, the map to release then straight onto holiday, because, you know, as soon as a new map releases and new content, especially being Lost Colony, we need this to launch at the beginning of December, you know, so Wildcard could then work on things and then go off on their well-deserved holiday straight after that. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Drop a like, subscribe, and also I was meant to mention, if any of you enjoy GTA 6, or, well, it's not out yet, but if any of you enjoy the GTA franchise and excited for GTA 6, I actually have a GTA channel. It's just called LC Loaded, all one word, and we literally post nearly daily over there whenever GTA 6 news comes out. We hit over 1,100 subscribers recently, and we want to hit 10,000 before the launch of GTA 6, and we're working seriously hard over there. We've got a TikTok for there too, so if you want to support that, LC Loaded, all one word on YouTube, it would mean the world to me. Catch you in the next one.